Welcome to the free Google Ads full course for beginners that you need to run Google Ads by yourself. 5 years ago, when I started learning Google Ads, I had to go through so many different courses to create my first campaign. But in this video, I will show you how to create a new ad account and create a brand new Google Ads campaign from scratch, step by step. Not only that, I will also explain how you can rightly manage and optimize your Google Ads campaign in just 4 steps. So let's start with the right way to create a new Google Ad account. Go to ads.google.com and you will land on this homepage of Google where you can create your new account. And one very important thing which a lot of people miss. So let's scroll down and here you can see some offers by Google where you can spend certain amount in certain days and Google will credit you some money back. So here's the first offer. You can spend $2,100 in 60 days and Google will give you $1,260 back to spend on your ad. So you can get more leads and more sales with that. And similarly, if you spend more amount, you can get more credit. Now, that's very important because if you are spending this amount of money, you know that you are going to spend in the next 2 months, then it's very important. You need to take advantage of that. So I will select one offer here and then I will go to click on Start Now. So while creating the account, Google will push me to create a campaign within the account, but I'm not going to do that. So simply click on anywhere on the page, give my business name, give the website, click on next, click on next again. So while creating the account, you can link other assets like your YouTube channel, your Google business profile, but I am going to skip that. So skip it. So here you have to choose the goals for your campaign. But as I said, we are not going to create a campaign. So just scroll it down and you see something here. Click on setup an account only. Very important settings, give your country, the time zone and the currency that you're going to use and then click continue. So as you can see, if I spend $2,100, I will get $1,260 back. And I have to spend it by Feb 5, 2026. So what you have to do here, you have to create your payment profile and add a payment method. So click on here. So you can add any credit or debit card or any bank account. I'm going to do that. And then you can go back. So do you want any personalized guidance from Google Ads strategies? No. And after that, you would click on submit and your account is created. Now I have created my new Google Ads account and the first thing I'm going to do is advertiser verification because that's very important. So go to billing and here we have advertiser verification. So here you would answer certain questions. Do you want to run any European Union political ads? Are you an agency or an organization? So you will answer these kind of questions and then you will go back to the account. Now, the biggest issue that people face while creating the account is that they only do these 2 things. They create the account and then they do the advertiser verification. But there are certain settings at account level that can waste thousands of dollars of your ad spend. And a lot of the time people create the campaign and then Google start making changes in their campaign without their permission. But secretly they have actually permitted that. And here's how to stop that. So you would go to admin and here you can see account settings. Scroll it down and here you can see auto apply. Click on it. Click on go to auto apply settings. And here, as you can see, I have all these 22 out of 22 recommendations being enabled. So Google can make these changes anytime in my campaign. I need to stop that. And here's how I do that. Click on deselect all, and here I remove these auto settings. And one more important thing, especially for those who have an old account. So just go to admin account settings again. Let's save this one. And here you have some negative keywords. That's very important because sometimes you have an old account and you have some negative keywords at the account level. And that's stopping your ads from running on your service. Maybe they were advertising for a different service and they added your service as negative. So it's important to check that and make sure that's empty. So let's go back to the overview. And now after setting up our account, clearing the account level settings, the thing we have to do is to set up our conversion tracking. That's very important. Now, what is that conversion tracking? Let's go to goals here, conversions, go to summary. And here we have to create our conversion action. For example, if you want to get traffic and you want some form submissions, you have to tell Google that if these form submissions have taken place on your website. And for that, you have to set up conversion events right here. So I have a complete guide on Google Ads conversion tracking, which is in the description below. So you can go watch it and follow it step by step, because I am setting it up for a real account of mine. So just go watch it, set up conversion events, whether it is a phone call, whether it is the leads, whether it's the sales. So you have to set it up. The next step is to create our campaign. And here's how you do that. To create a new campaign, click on this new campaign sign. First thing we need to choose is our campaign objective. We have different options. One, sales, leads, website traffic, app promotion, awareness, local store visits, or create a campaign without guidance. Now it's okay to choose create a campaign without guidance, because the only thing that would be different is a sequence of options going next. So just click on that, create a campaign without guidance. And then here is something which is very important. Google has different campaign types, and every campaign type has separate purpose. So if you choose the wrong campaign type right now, then you are going to waste thousands of dollars of your ad spend. So now we will discuss these campaign types, and then I will tell you which campaign type you should run for every case, and then we will move forward with our process. So we have this search campaign right here. Now, if I go to Google and I search cleaning company in New York, then you have these sponsored results. Here I have 1, 2, 3, and these 4 sponsored results. So these are called search ads. So if I want to run my ads here, or I want to run my ads on Google Maps, I have to choose Google search. The next crucial campaign is display campaign. And these are the kind of ads you see when you go to any website. So let's go to any website. So the ads like these that we see on different websites, these are called display ads, and we can build them by using display campaign. And after display, we have our video ads, which are mostly shown on YouTube like this. So if you want to run ads on YouTube, you have to build your video campaign. And then we have demand gen campaign, which have YouTube, Google Display Network, and like images and video ads. But another important thing is Performance Max campaign. This is a mix of all these campaign. It has search, it has display, it has YouTube ads, it's showing up on Gmail. So Performance Max has everything. So which campaign is more crucial, and which is the campaign that you have to build when you are starting your Google Ads journey, and what we are going to build right now. When you need any service or when you need any product, you go to Google and you search like this. So if you want to get leads, or if you want to get sales, or if you want to start with your Google Ads journey, then you have to build a search campaign, because that's the most important thing. And with this campaign, you can get quick results. All other campaigns, they have different use cases, but this search campaign, it is going to give you leads, it is going to give you sales. So let's go and build search campaign. So I will click on here, select the results you want to get from this campaign, website visits, phone calls. You can select any, or you can skip that, so it's not a problem. Just continue. And then we have our goals. So let's choose form submissions from our website, and then we can give a campaign name. Now, campaign name is important because you might have some different campaigns with different objectives, different locations. So it's important to give a name so you can identify the one. So I would give it, and then I will continue, start new. And here we land on bidding. Now, for beginners, it's very important to understand what bidding is. And I will tell you now what these different bidding strategies mean, what are their pros and cons, and which one you should choose right now if you are building your first campaign. So here, the default option is maximize conversion. So Google says you need to go for conversions straight away. So conversions means Google is going to push your ad at the very top, so you need to pay more for that. And you can also set a target cost per action, so you can tell Google that don't spend more than that per lead or per sale. So if I write 100 here, so that is telling Google you don't need to spend more than 100 per lead. And the other options that we have here is conversion value. That's especially for e-commerce. So you can set a target return on ad spend that you want 500% from your ads. Right? And the other option that we have is maximize clicks. So you are going to give Google some keywords, and then you want some clicks on that, because you must have seen a lot of people struggling with their high cost per click. So you can add any like $5 cost per click here. And the last option that you have right here is impression share. So after selecting that, you can choose where you want your ads to show up mostly. Anywhere on the results page, top of the page, absolute top of the page. So that is the first position, and top of the page are first few results, 3 or 4. So you will select one and then you will give the percentage of times, 50%, 60%, and you can also add the maximum cost per click limit, right? Like this. But which bidding strategy you should run if you are starting out with Google Ads, you have a new account, you are building a new campaign? Simply go with clicks bidding strategy. We call this strategy maximize clicks, and you can choose to give a maximum cost per click bid limit or not. So that's not a problem. So my recommendation is go with maximize clicks, or we also have a bidding strategy by the name of manual CPC. But Google does not let us choose it right now. After we'll finish the campaign, we will go back to the settings. Then we will see the option of manual CPC. So you can either go with manual CPC or you can go with maximize clicks. So let's go with maximize clicks for now. And then we have our customer acquisition option. Now here, you can bid for new customers if you select here, but you need to give Google some list of your customers, their email, so Google can identify and it will not show your ads to your customers. For any one of you or for me, we are not going to do that for list. So let's unselect that option and click next. Another important settings is network. A lot of people, especially when they are running ads for lead generation, they come to me and they say we are getting a lot of spam leads. So when I go to their campaign and check these network settings, they have all these settings enabled because that's the default and people don't bother to look at it. So here we have Google Search Partner Network, and remember, this search partner is not search, right? They are partners like YouTube, Amazon, etc. And then we have Google Display Network. So as I shown you right here, you have to build a different display campaign, right? So if you need one, you can build a different one. No need to spend your search money right here. So just unselect this Search Partners Network. We are not going to show our ads there. And unselect this Display Network. Again, we are not going to show our ads there. Google will recommend you to do that, but don't do that if you want to spend money to get real and quality traffic. And then we move to our locations, click on enter new location, go to advanced search, and here you have different options by which you can select the location. So you can either type the location, like if I type New York, click on include, and here I have selected my location, or you can also go by radius. So similarly, if I just exclude this one, I will go to New York and then click include. So I can also select by radius and I can also select by the area. So after select not only by radius, you can go very specific here. So let's go to location, and you see show all areas here, click on it. And then we have postal code, neighborhood, city, county, congressional district. So you can go very specific and target by these areas. And here's how you do that. So if I want to do by postal codes, I would click up here, go zoom, and then I can click any area I want to select. So you see this postal code, I will click include, and then we can go here, click include, and similarly you can include the areas that you want to target. Or if you want to go for city, you can click on here, click on include, and you can target that whole city. And similarly, you can go with county or congressional district. So my preference is going with New York. So I will go with here and then click save. And before you move to languages, it is very important to see this location, because right now, I have targeted New York. I know I have targeted New York, but Google will show my ads to people outside of New York as well, because this is the default option being enabled. So this is presence or interest, people regularly in, or who have shown interest in your included location. And that's why a lot of people come to me and they say we are targeting on in New York, but we are getting leads from Florida, and that's wasting our money. So you have to choose this presence only, where it will choose the people in or regularly in your included locations, no outside buddies. Select this one, and then we go to languages. English is selected. Select the language that you want to target. And then we have European political ads. No, this campaign does not have it. Then we go to audience segments, and that's very important. If you have run Facebook ads, then you are very familiar with these audience segments. But we are building a search campaign like this. Along with the keywords that we are going to give, Google also give the option to go with the audience segments. And here Google have different audience. We have detailed demographics that we can choose to target. And then we have affinity audiences. Then we have in-market audiences. And we can also give our own data segments here, like the people who have visited our website. So for you, would you select it or not? What's the best practice? The best practice is to not specify these audiences because we are concerned by the keywords, right? And our main focus is to show on the right keywords, the right searches for the right people. So no need to target this, but there is something very crucial. You can track the audiences without targeting them. So you can track the performance in the audiences. How you can do that? So if I search here like plumbing, and then we have this in-marketing audiences, I can select them all. And I will keep this observation only. So this will only observe the performance of these audience. This is not going to specify, right? And if you go to targeting, this will only show ads here, and highly likely your ad is not going to show up on Google because that's a very small portion of people. So just keep this observation enabled, and we have selected our audiences. You can similarly select these detailed demographics as well, like parents, or education, or home ownership status, and you can keep it as observation. We are not targeting them, we are just setting them for observation mode. And after doing that, go to more settings, and then we have ad rotation, keep it the way it is, start and end date, give the date where you want to start running your ads. So let's start by Monday, and then we move on to more settings. Ad schedule. Now that's a very important thing to consider. If you are an e-commerce business, you can run on all days, it's okay. But if you are a lead generation business, then most of the demand, it is in business hours. It also depends the which hours you operate, which days you operate in the week. So you can select any day here, or you can select any hour here. Now, two most important things to consider. One, yes, there is more demand in the business hours. So that means more people are also running their ads in business hours. So as Google Ads is an auction, so we have to pay more to get clicks in business hours. And that would not work very well with someone who has very small amount of budget or who is starting out. So in this case, you can also give a margin of some more hours, especially at the evening times. So as I said, that competition is more in business hours, but less in non-business hours. So that means our cost per click would be low because competition is low. So that's an opportunity for those who have very low budget. So they can catch this opportunity. They can also run their ads on non-business hours so they can get more clicks and get an advantage. Because with low budgets, they are going to get the least amount of clicks. So that's very hard. And another factor that plays a part in it. So if you are a service business, local service business, you are running ads to get phone calls. You are running ads to get form fills. But you need to be able to answer those phone calls. You need to be able to reply to those form submissions as quickly as possible. And if you don't do that, you lose the leads. So you should give the hours where you can perform these tasks. You can answer the phone calls. You can reply to those form submissions as quickly as possible. So that's why this ad schedule, it can make or break your campaign. So my recommendation is for e-commerce, you can go with all days. For service businesses with low budgets, you can go with all days too. But for service businesses with considerable amount of budget, you're spending some money on it, then go with only the hours where your business operate. So like if we select from here, Monday to Friday, and then I can give the hours here as well. So 8, and here we can give 5. So after selecting your ad schedule, let's go to more settings. If we have anything here, we have ad rotation, nothing to do, campaign your options, again, nothing to do here, page feeds, no, let's go next. Right, so now we have an option for AI Max campaign. So Google launched this feature of AI Max in 2025, and its main features are it will expand your ads beyond your keywords. So if you have given some certain amount of keywords, Google can expand your reach for more conversions. And it can also optimize your assets like headlines. It can also expand your final URL as well. So it's very much like the Performance Max in a search campaign. Is it good or not? We have very small data to say it yet. Does it give quality leads? Does it give enough sales? So still very less data. We are testing it out. As we will test it, I will tell you, but selecting it right now is very risky, especially if you are starting out. So don't do that. Just keep it disabled the way it is and go to next. Next, keyword and asset generation. So you can give your URL here of the landing page or the website that you have, and Google will generate you keywords and headlines. Is it the right way to go? No, we will do it ourselves, following the best practices so we can get some results. So if you want to get some conversions, let's skip this one as well, because Google's AI is not that good enough that it will give you conversions quick and straight away. So let's skip this one. And now we are at ad group level. And at ad group, we give Google a set of keywords. And then for those keywords, we also make some ads at the ad level. Now we need to do our keyword research, and I have divided this section into 3 parts. Number 1, we will research our keywords. Number 2, we will find the right match types. And number 3, we will find the negative keywords, relevant keywords that we don't want our ads to run for. Let's start with step number 1. And for that, you need to open a new tab. And the tool we are going to use is Google Keyword Planner. Very free, very efficient, a lot of data that we need, a lot of good amount of keywords, so we don't need to go anywhere. Let's go to our Keyword Planner, and for that, just open the new tab and I will tell you how to do it. So here we have opened a new tab and we will do our step number 1, which is to find keywords. We are using Keyword Planner, and to open it, let's go to Tools, Planning, and Keyword Planner. Click on Discover New Keywords. And here, first of all, select the area that you are targeting. If that's a broader area, like I'm targeting New York, so you can select here. But if that's some postal codes, you will not be able to find the option to select here. So just select the New York here again, or the city that you are targeting. So I will target New York. Click Include, click Save. And now I have 2 options to do it. 1, I can start with a website. I can share my domain name or my landing page name here, and Google will give me suggestions based on what I have there. Like the text I have there, Google will give me all the suggestions of the related keywords. And the other way to do is, which is what I'm going to do, is to give some example keywords here. So for plumbing, I know people search for plumbing company. People search for plumber near me, and similarly you can give 2 or 3 terms here. I will give you only 2, and here you can enter the site to filter some unrelated keywords. I will not do that, it's optional. So let's click on Get Results and see some keywords. So here we have some good amount of keywords. Let's click on here so I can see that clearly. And I have around 1636 keywords ideas. Now, the problem, how am I going to choose? Would I go one by one? Yes, I would go one by one, but I would apply some sort of filters here. First, I need to refine these keywords, because in these 1600 keywords, I also have a lot of low search volume keywords. I also have a lot of competitors, a lot of irrelevant services. So I need to exclude them all. And to do that, I will click on Refine Keywords. So click on here, brand or non-brand. I only want to select non-brand keywords. I don't want to go with brand keywords. So I would just simply go with non-brand only. And then we have different plumbing services. So that's the brand. I would unselect it. And then we have some other brands. I will unselect it as well. And similarly, you have to see based on your keywords. Then we have different services. I will only select the services that I offer, so it can remove all the other keywords. So we don't have repair, we have train, and then we have amenity. I will only select the ones that I want to. And similarly, you're going to go through one by one all of these options and unselect the terms that are irrelevant to you. And after you do that, let's click on close here. And now we have around 800 ideas left. But we can do one more thing here. I am not going to choose the keyword that is being searched only 10 times in a month, right? I'm going to go for a high volume keywords, which is high enough so I can get clicks. So how are you going to do? Click on average monthly searches. So I can sort it up by top searches to the bottom searches. And now these keywords that I see here, they are very high volume keywords. So before we go one by one and select all these keywords, let me tell you all the columns that they have and what it means. We have these average monthly searches, which is the number of time that search has been made of this particular term, and that goes to this area. And then we have 3 months change, whether it is increasing in demand or decreasing. And then we have year of year change, whether that demand is increasing or decreasing again. And then we have a competition, whether it is high or low. I would not focus on this particular column. And then we have ad impression share. If you are already running ads for the keyword, how much impression share or the share of the volume you have. And then we have most important point, which is top of page bid low range and top of page bid high range. So top of page bid high range means someone who has been running ads on this particular search, who got the click with their ad at the very top of the page. That's what they paid. And someone whose ad showed at the bottom places in the top of the page results, like we had almost 4 results at the top of the page and that appeared at 4. So that's what they have paid. So if you want estimate of how much your cost per click is going to be, then what I would recommend is to take their average, right? So that would be our CPC estimate. Now I am going to select my keywords and I'm going to select it based on high intent. A very important tip for you: the more terms that the keyword have, the better intent it has. And here is an example. We have plumber near me, and then we have plumber. So someone searching for only plumber does not mean they are looking for a plumber, right? So why waste our energy on it? Why waste our ad spend on this particular keyword, right? So we have to go for the keyword with more terms, and that's actually showing the intent of the person. And in this example, plumber near me actually shows that the person is actually looking for someone, not this one, right? So I am going to go for those keywords which are actually showing intent and which are relevant. So let's go and select our keywords. Plumber near me is definitely top of the list. And then we have plumber close to me. Now, important point. A lot of keywords, they are repeating itself here. We have discussed all these columns, but if you focus on that, you see that these two keywords, they have all these similar metrics. So we have every monthly searches, 10 to 100K. Then we have 3 months change, 0%, year, 0%, competition, both high. Top of page bid low range and top of page bid high range, they are very similar. Should you target both of these? No. In this case, whether they are 2 similar keywords or 6 similar keywords, you have to go for only one. Because one way or the other, they are going to show. If you select plumber near me, if someone searches plumber close to me, your ad is going to be shown for that. Because that shows that both things are the same, right? So let's not waste our energy to these similar kind of keywords. Let's find different one. So here you can see this keyword is similar to this one. And then we have some other keywords as well, which are very similar. So I will select all these similar keywords so you can see the similar data that they have here. So out of all of these, as you can see, everything is same. I would only select one. So let me unselect all of the other ones. Now you understand what I mean here. So just don't go on to select all these 6-7 keywords which are same data, everything is similar. Let's select only one, which we have selected here, and then move on to search for others. So plumbing company, that's again a good keyword. Let's select this one, emergency plumber near me, better intent keywords, a high intent keyword. Emergency plumber, we have already selected this, emergency plumber near me, so let's not select this one. Plumbing services near me, that's a better keyword. Then we have 24-hour plumber near me. Plumbing companies near me, we have already selected plumbing company. Then we have plumbing companies near me. Let's select this one, plumbing services. So as I am selecting keywords here, I'm also looking at these metrics. If there is any matching, I'm not going to select that. Right, so we have 24/7 plumber. I can select it, and then we have plumbing contractors near me. So you can see here, 747, 4368, 747, 4368. So very similar keywords. I will not go on to select this one. So then we have 24/7 plumbers near me, nearest plumber, best plumbing, plumbing company near me. Then we have cheap plumbers near me, best plumbers near me, local plumber near me. All different metrics. Affordable plumbers near me, yeah, we are affordable. And then plumbers near me residential, yes, we do offer that services. Commercial plumbers near me, it is what we offer. And then we have licensed plumbers near me. So you can see we have selected 16 keywords, and that's more than enough. How many keywords you should have? I would recommend going for 10 to 15, and that's it. How many searches you are going to target, how much volume or how much demand you are going to target, also depends on the match type that you are going to have. So let's select these keywords, copy this one here, go to our sheet, and then we can put it right here. So I've got my keywords. The next step in my keyword research is to find the right match type. Now, what are the match types of keywords in Google Ads? So in Google Ads, we have different keyword match types, and that's the way Google matches the search terms to the particular keywords. And that's the way Google decides how much volume you have to target related to these searches. So what these match types are, let's go find out. So this is the Google's recommendation on how these match types work. And this will help us select the right match type. First of all, we have exact match, which is a very tight matching. If you give your keyword here, Google will become very relevant with that keyword. A phrase match, this is a wider net, wider than exact match. So Google can also go for all the searches that include the meaning of your keyword. So that's how what they have shown here. And then we have broad match, which literally shows everything almost, as in my experience. So for broad match, it is a very specific use case. There are a lot of other things, bidding strategy, the historical data. So we have to take all into account to go for broad match. So that's not the safer option for you to go for. But phrase match and exact match, we can go for it. But phrase match, in my experience, is again a little bit expensive, and it also shows for some irrelevant terms. So we are going to go for exact match, and this is how we show exact match. We have to put brackets around the keywords, and that will give Google the idea that we are running for exact match. So let's not waste any time and put brackets around our keywords. What's the best way to do it? Let's find a keyword match type tool. Keyword match type tool. So let's select this one, and we can paste our keywords right here. And then I want to go for exact match. So let's click on here, click on make keyword list, and now we have exact version of our keywords. So I will copy all of these, and then I will go back to my sheet. I will update these keywords. And here I will come back to Google Ads in my campaign, our first tab. First of all, I would name my ad group because that's very important. So ad group has been named. Then I will go to keywords. I will paste all these keywords right here and just close this one. So you can see on the right, we have some weekly estimates. So we can get this amount of clicks. This could be our average cost per click. This is our weekly cost. In my experiences, that's not realistic because it also depends on budget. It also depends on our ad copy. It also depends on our landing page. A lot of things matter for these estimates to be true. So let's not focus on this one. And then we have ad group settings for AI Max. Again, Google want to choose some new searches that they want to run ads for, but we don't have to go for it. Still not tested it. And then I told you, like, in the first step, we will choose our keywords, then we'll choose the right match type, and then we will look for negative keywords. So we can do that hard work right now. Again, if you understand this keyword process, negative keywords is again very easy. Just do the reverse of what we did. So let's go to our keyword tab. What we did here, we excluded all those brands. And now we are going to exclude the non-brand. So we can only see brand, and we can copy these terms and we can add them as negative keywords so we don't show up for those brands. Come here, and then we will simply unselect this. We have all these brands being selected. So let's click close for now. And here we have all the other brands which are in our area, which are running ads. So there are high chances that for these brand terms, our ad is going to pop up. So let's select all of these. So you can again, one by one, select all of these as I am going to do here. And then I will click copy. You can select as many as you want here. There is no limit. The more, the better. And let's go to spreadsheet, and I will paste it right here. We have chosen the match type for our keywords, but which match type are we going to use for negative keywords? My recommendation is going with broad match, but we have to adjust it a little bit. So as you can see, Ferguson plumbing. Here, I would remove the plumbing and I would add Ferguson's as negative keyword, right? So that's the company name. So anybody who searches Ferguson, my ad is not going to show up there. And similarly, I would do for superior. I will remove the plumbing here. I will do for action. And that's the most efficient way to add negative keywords. So we have already chosen Ferguson. So I would simply delete this one. And then we have Ellen. I would do that same thing. Remove plumbing. Then we have universal. Remove plumbing. Then we have premier. Remove plumbing. And similarly, I would do for others as well very quickly. Now, negative keywords are ready, but where we can add our negative keywords, let's keep them here. And we can add them after we create our campaign. So let's go back to our Google Ads campaign. And the next thing we are going to do is to write our ads. So this step is again very crucial. A good ad will get clicks, but a perfect ad will only get high quality clicks. And we are going to write a perfect ad. So first step, we need to give our final URL. This could be our website or the relevant page of the service. So let's give our website right here. And then we can give the display path. And since it's hard for you to visualize how it looks, so let me give you an example. Plumbing Company NY. So here we can see an ad. So what you see here is called headlines. So we have headline number 1 and this one headline number 2. And what you see here is the description, right? So we have headlines, we have descriptions, and then we have some extensions that can show up, that cannot show up. So they are optional, but headlines and descriptions, they are must. And this one, this is their final URL. So this one, this is the image which also shows up. So let's go back to our ad now. You know how this thing looks like. Let's go create one. And in the display path, we can show them any URL. So let's go for best plumbers. Let's move on to our headlines. 3 headlines and 2 descriptions are required. You can give more, but it's all optional. So Google will choose the ones that it would find relevant. So my recommendation is to go with 8 to 10 headlines, and only if you can go with different ones, right? There is no point going with 15 headlines and all the similar ones. And similarly, go with descriptions. You can go with only 2 or you can go with 3. So that's okay. So let's go with our headlines. I have 3 tips for the headlines, and we will write each headline as each tip. Number 1, include your keywords in the headline. And how you are going to include it? Would you just give the exact keyword, licensed plumbers near me? No, you are not going to do that. So you will take the term from the keyword. Like we have here, plumbers near me, residential, right? So I can give residential plumbers near you. Similarly, you are going to write the headlines for your keywords, and that's very important because not only it helps to get clicks, but also it helps to raise your quality score. But there is one more way to do it, and that's called keyword insertion. How you're going to do that? Just click on here, give a curly bracket here, and then click on this keyword insertion, and here you can select which case you want, title case, sentence case, lowercase. I will go with sentence only. And here I can give any default text in case the actual search term is not going to show up. So what it does, it will show up the headline the same as the search term. So let's click on apply. So now we have covered our tip number 1, which was show them the keywords. The second step, what we're going to do is to filter out the quality of traffic. And that's what most people don't do. Remember, the focus is not only to get clicks, but actually conversions, right? So what filter can we apply here? What we can show them in the headline that they can think, okay, that's not for me if they are not the right people. And the best example I can give you for this particular service is give you a starting price. So if you go starting from $200. Now you have added it here that we don't serve people below $200. So all those people who are looking below your starting price, they are not going to click on that and they are not going to waste your money, because remember, Google will deduct your money when they click. So it doesn't matter what they do on the website, whether they call you or not. So that's what we need to protect. So you will give a filter here, and that was our tip number 2. Now, tip number 3 is give unique selling points. It could be your discount. It could be your free thing that you're offering. So what in this case you can offer? So get free estimate, that could be the thing. Or you can also give some sort of discount. So 10% off for new customers. Similarly, you can give your unique selling points. But the most important thing we have to show in our ad is what we offer and where we offer our service, so they know exactly who we are before clicking. And similarly, you can go with another services. You can go add another keywords. You can go add another unique selling proposition. You can go add another filters. And now we move on to our description. So in headlines, we are bound by 30 characters. In descriptions, we are bound by 90 characters. So we can give our message in a little bit detail. Again, 2 or 3 ways to do that. Number 1, you can give a bunch of headlines here as well, like 10% off for new customers, get free estimate now, or you can give a detailed sentence. So let me write one. Top rated plumbing company in New York. Book now to get 10% off. So we have written our description, and similarly, you can give the other 2 descriptions. And again, make sure you give them the message. If any discount you offer, anything unique about your business you can offer. So you need to give that message here and write your descriptions. Don't forget to include your keywords. And then we move on. So business name and logos, you can give your business name. You can give the business logo. And then we have site links. So as I said before, I showed in the ad, headlines and description will show up no matter what. But these extensions like site links, callouts, and the others like promotions, call, structure snippets, they are optional. It depends on the user screen. So what are site links? Site links are the other relevant links of your website. So that can show up right under your descriptions. So let me give you an example. Let's click on plus sign. And here you would give a text. And you see on the right here, we have site link text, site link text. I will write one. Residential plumbing, and that shows like this. So I would give a separate URL for this service. So if I take you to the website, and here we have different services, so you can add your different services at different site links. You can add your contact us page as a site link. You can add about a section as a site link, but my recommendation is to go with your different services. So I would just simply copy the link address from here, go back to campaign, add as a final URL. You can write the description line, but that's optional. And then we go for site link number 2. And similarly, you're going to repeat the process. We have written about residential. You can go with commercial plumbing. Though these extensions are optional, but I would recommend you to fill up them. And similarly, you can take that URL, copy and paste it right here. So go for 3 to 4 site links. You can also add your testimonial page as well, because that's very important. A lot of people, they like to check the reviews first. So after doing that, I will go on click create. I have added 2. You can add 3 to 4. I would recommend you to add 3 to 4. I have added only 2 just to show you. You can add 3 to 4, and that's the best way to go. And then we move on to colors. Click on it. What are these call outs? They are unique points of your business. Are you offering any discount? Do you have a lot of experience? Are you offering anything which is free? So again, as I said in the headline, you can write here, free estimate, get 10% off. And similarly, if there is any other unique setting points, like you offer same day service, so you can also put it here and then click save, click on apply. Now we have promotions tab, click on promotions. If you are offering any percentage off, then I would recommend you to do it. So let's click on new promotion. English, select your currency, the way you want to do, whether you want to go for any exact discount or any percentage discount. I would go with percentage, and I have 10% off, and you can take a look at the right. That's how it shows up. 10% off, and for new customers, right? So you can similarly write it here, and then you can give a final URL. So moving on, you can select the date where you want to start this promotion. You can select the ending date where you want to end. Click on advanced options. There you can also schedule the time for this particular extension. So let's click on save, click on apply, and then we move on to our prices. So for most of the businesses, that's not very relevant, but if you want to add, just click on prices, and you can add your prices right here. You can select any heading. You can add the numbers, whether it is per hour, per day, per week, per month, whatever you charge. You can give the amount, description, final URL again. For most businesses, that's not very important, so I don't recommend that. So let's click on cancel for this one and go to calls. Calls is very important if you are a service business. So let's not forget this. Let's add this one, click on new call. And then you can select your country, go to advanced option. You can also select the schedule, and schedule is important because if they call you, you have to answer that. If you don't, Google has already deducted your money. Give any phone number here. I can give any example number here, and then click on save. Click apply. Structured snippets, again, a very important point. So what types of services that we have? What is the service catalog? Click on select header type here. And here you can choose and see what's relevant to you. If there are any models of your service, especially for e-commerce, are there any neighborhoods that you serve? Service catalog, types of service. So we do have a service catalog, and here I can give residential, plumbing, and then we have commercial plumbing service. And similarly, you can give your service catalog here and click on create. Click save, and then we go to lead forms. I don't recommend that. That's not a very high quality lead. So let's not use this one, and then move on. So we can save our ad now, and we are done with it. So let's save it. Click on next. Now budget, how much do we need to spend? So most of you have an idea how much daily you want to spend, or how much in a month you want to spend. You can divide by 30. But some people, they look for an idea that what is the ideal budget. I cannot tell you what is the ideal, but I can tell you what is the minimum ideal budget if you want to run Google Ads for a long run. If you have low budget than that, it's okay, it's perfectly fine. So my recommendation is going with 10 clicks. So what 10 clicks mean? How much it costs you to get 10 clicks? So you remember in keyword research, we have seen something which was very significant. So for plumber near me, we have seen our average CPC, which was the average of both of these. So if we calculate that, that goes to 56. For this particular service that I have average CPC, which is going to be 25 to 30. So my budget is going to be 10 clicks. So I would multiply my average CPC with 10. So let's go with to $50. So that's going to be my budgets, and that's what I recommend. Let's get 10 clicks a day, because if you get 1 or 2 clicks, you will not be able to find whether Google Ads is working for you or not. Let's get 10 clicks a day and then move on to next. Now this campaign is ready to publish. You just have to review all these settings. So my recommendation is always review the settings after you set up your campaign, and then we can click on publish the campaign. Close this option. We have published our campaign, but we are not done yet. We have some very important things to learn. First, we will add our negative keywords that we have researched, which are here. Then we also have to see that bidding strategy that I mentioned in the bidding section. That was manual CPC, how we can add that. And after that, I will tell you how you can show your ads on Google Maps as well, because that's very important for service businesses. And we will end our video with how you can manage and optimize your campaign, because just creating the campaign is not enough. You have to see which thing is working, which is not, and you have to do some daily tasks for that. So let's go and add our negative keywords here. And to add the negative keywords, let's go click on keywords, and we will select the campaign that we made here. Click on negative keywords here. Click on that plus sign. And then I will copy my keywords from here to paste it right there. Then I will click save. So I have added my negative keywords in the campaign, and the next step we are going to do is to find our manual CPC strategy. So let's go to campaign settings and go to bidding. So we have maximize clicks being selected. Click on change bid strategy, or select a bid strategy directly. Click on here. Click on maximize clicks, and then here you can see the manual CPC. So this option was not available to us when we were creating the campaign. This is available to us now. Click on manual CPC, and here we can add our manual cost per click limit. But what is the difference between these two? And that's very important, because earlier we had maximize clicks and we could have set up that as well. So what's the difference between this one? Because here we are also selecting the cost per click limit. So here's a very crucial difference. If we select the cost per click limit here, for example, let's say 8, this applies to all of our keywords, right? But if I go here in the manual CPC, I click save. Here, for all the separate keywords, I need to give separate cost per clicks. It could be the same, but Google gave me the option to give a separate cost per click for every keyword. And in my recommendation, that is more efficient. So let's close the campaign settings and go to our keywords. So here you can see in our keywords, we can add a manual cost per click. So let's select a keyword, click on change max CPC, and here I can add any CPC which is related to this particular keyword. But how do you give the CPC here? We have already discussed. You can come here, you can select these two bids, you can take the average, and that's the estimated CPC you're going to get. And you can start with that one there. And similarly, you can set the bids for your keywords. So if you want to select for all these keywords, you can go select all the keywords, add it, change max CPC bids, go your bidding, whatever you want to bid here, click on apply. And here, all these keywords, all those bids has been updated. Added our negative keywords to the campaign. We know how we operate with manual CPC bid strategy. And one important thing which I left, you can also change your maximum bid here. So if you see I'm not getting any clicks, you can increase the bids. If you see that I'm getting a very high cost per click, then you can decrease your bids as well. So let's close this one. And next, before we see how we can manage an optimized campaign, and I can take you to a real campaign to show you that, it's important for us to know how we can set up Google Maps ads here as well. To run ads in Google Maps, we have some requirements. And the first requirement, we need to have our Google business profile. Second requirement, you need to have a verifiable address, and let me show you how it looks like. So this is a Google business profile, how it looks like, and this is your verifiable address. So if you have both of these, what we are going to do, we will connect our Google business profile to our Google Ads, and it's very easy to do. Let's go to Tools, Data Manager, and here you can select Google business profile. So you will select your business profile, which is linked to your email. So, and one thing we need to make sure here, your email must be same as your Google business profile, and that's when it's going to show here. So if your Google Ads is on the same email, your Google business profile is in the same email, then that's going to show up here. And then I will click next, click link, and then click done, and that's it. So my Google business profile is linked to my Google Ads. But one more step, I need to check whether my locations are actually showing in location assets or not. So here's how to do that. Go to campaigns, go to assets, and here click on location. And here we have our location assets being shown. Important thing to consider here, this is added at the account level. So that's going to be showing up for all these campaigns. So now your ad is going to be showing on Google Map searches, and in my experiences, there is so much demand on Google Maps. So you should have your Google business profile. If you're a local business, you should add it to your Google Ads, and you should run ads on it with this method. So in this section of the video, in this last section of the video, we are going to go with management and optimization. So this is the live Google Ads account where we actually optimized our performance 10 times more just by making optimizations inside Google Ads. So first I will show you before and after of the optimizations, and then I will show you my 4 exact techniques that I use for all of my accounts, and you have to do this as well. So let's go to campaigns, and here let me show you what happened in the first 2 weeks before we made any optimizations. So let's go 1 to 14 and click apply, and here we had major issues with this campaign. We were getting very low number of clicks, and we were getting very low number of conversions. So we had to address both these issues. And then I applied my 4 optimizations techniques, which I will show you right now. But first, let me show you what happened after that. So after I applied my techniques here on the 14 and the next 30 days, here you can check the difference in the performance. From 1 to 15 conversions, from few clicks to 136 clicks. We got more clicks, we got more conversions. And now let me show you the optimizations that I did. My number 1 optimization technique is checking the search term report. And that's what you are going to do. So let's go back to 1 to 14 here. So here in insights and reports, you would go to search terms, and you can check what people are actually searching when they are clicking on your ads. Now, you must be wondering, we have already provided Google keywords and you're using exact match, so that must be no different, but that's not how it works. These are the exact terms which I was getting. And here you can perform 2 major tasks. First, you should add negative keywords here. So what I did here, I have sorted out by interactions, like the more clicks I got. And sadly, the term that showed up more for me, mental health test, was not even something that I was offering. So what I did here, and similarly, you have to do the same task, go to your search term report, see. So you have to come to your search term report, see which terms are actually getting you clicks, and then go to these terms, check if they are relevant. If they are not, then add them as negative keywords. So that's what we are going to do. So this term is not relevant because the test thing, we don't offer that. So what I'm going to do, I would click this, click on here, add as negative keyword, click on campaign, and then I would add test as a negative keyword. So next time someone searches that, I would not get clicks for that and would not waste my money on it. So I would click save here. And then the task number 2 is where you can find your keywords. Right? If there is any term, like I can show you an example here. So this mental health test term was triggering for this particular keyword, right? So you can see the difference. But at the same time, I was getting very good terms as well that could work as my keyword. So you see that this psych evaluation thing, again, this keyword was triggering this term, but that is very relevant and I could have never thought about it. So I got a keyword right here. So what I'm going to do, I would unselect this one. I will take this opportunity, add as a keyword, and then you can add a manual CPC if you are using this strategy, and then click save. But one thing you don't forget, make sure you adjust the match types. And as I said, you're using exact match. So let's do this. And then you would click save. So that was my first optimization technique that I use for all of my accounts. Now, my second optimization techniques is increasing my quality score, and I haven't mentioned it before, so you don't know what it is. So Google has a factor called ad rank, and that is going to determine whether our ad is showing at the first place on the page or the last place on the page. And this ad rank depends on two factors. One is bid and the other is quality score. So none of us want to spend more to get clicks on Google Ads. We all want to get low cost per clicks, right? So clearly bid is not something that we are going to raise, but quality score is going to be our strength, because this quality score is something Google can actually tell us. For every keyword, there is a quality score. So we can check it on Google Ads, and we can also check the factors on it depends. So we can improve these factors and increase our quality score so we can get more clicks with low cost per click and also get more conversions. And that's what I also do for all of my accounts. So let me show you how you can see your quality score for your keywords. So what you have to do, you would go to your keywords in your Google Ads. Here you can see, I will click on keywords. You will go to the columns, and here you can see I have quality score column, and I have also these three factors on which this depends. So Google calculates a quality score based on expected click-through rate, ad relevance, and landing page experience. So as you can see in this case of mine, we have above average, and above average. So that's why I'm getting 10 out of 10. Any quality score above 7 is perfect. You have to aim for above 7 quality score. And now I will explain how you can improve this one. So if you cannot see this quality score in your columns, then let me show you how you can show these columns right here. So click on columns, go to modify columns, and aim for quality score right here. So here you can see quality score. So you have to check quality score, expected CTR, landing page experience, and ad relevance here, and click apply. So this will show up right here. And what you're going to do, first of all, you're going to check if your quality score is 7 or more than that. Then you will see which factor is actually lagging here. So to increase this, there are two factors you need to understand. One, the keyword must be relevant to the ads. And that is what I actually told you at the ad level, that it should be your keyword. So you can mention it in your headline and description, but which keyword? Because you are using 15 to 16. I would request you to aim for the keyword which is getting more number of clicks, right? So the keyword which is getting you more clicks, you can mention that in the ad, because you cannot mention all 10 to 15 keywords. So here you can sort it by clicks. So see which is getting more clicks, and then you can go to your ad, mention that in the headline, in the description, even in the extension naturally. Don't keyword stuff that doesn't look very good. And that would improve your ad relevance, and within the time that will also improve your expected CTR. So overall, that's going to improve your quality score because it depends on these three factors. Now, the second thing is your landing page experience, and that is very overlooked. How you can improve your landing page experience from below average to above average like this. Here's how you do that. Number one, your page speed must be perfect. So you should go to page speed insights, and here you will put your landing page or the page that you are using and analyze that and aim for 90 plus score, especially on mobile devices, because that's very important. And second, because we are determining quality score per keyword, so that means your keyword must be on your landing page, and where you should place it. You should place in your title, meta description, heading tags, anywhere on the page. So Google can actually see that your landing page is very relevant to this keyword. So it can give you a very high quality score. So do it step by step as I told you. And let's move to my optimization technique number 3. So my optimization technique number 3 is improving my account structure. And what is account structure? It is how many campaigns you have in your account, and is it the right number? And how many ad groups you have in each campaign, and that is what we call account structure. Let me take you to my campaigns. These are the campaigns I'm running right now. In the tutorial, I told you how to create one campaign, but do you really need one or you need more than one campaign? It depends on your situation, but I can give you a few tips. So as you know, in campaign level settings, we give our location, we give our budget. So if you want to advertise different services for different locations, like you can say that at this part of New York, I want to advertise this particular service and I want to advertise for service number 2 in the other location. Then you need 2 different campaigns. And the other scenario is where you want to assign different budgets. For example, in business's case, people want to spend more on the nearby areas of their business location. So you can build one campaign for that and one campaign for outer areas and assign different budgets. And now coming to how many ad groups do we need? So the best practice is you should build separate ad groups for separate services or separate keyword themes. How? Let me give you an example. So if you have one service which says you have residential cleaning and the other service which is commercial cleaning, so you should build separate ad groups for that. And what's that's gonna do? By doing that, you can give a very relevant ad and also a very relevant landing page, and that will boost your quality score and you may get 10 out of 10. So improving account structure, I highly recommend you to do that and actually see whether you need one campaign, one ad group, or you need more than that. So that was my third optimization techniques, and now my last and fourth optimization technique is actually checking what people are doing on your landing page or the website. So we all know Google deducts our money when people click on our ad. It doesn't matter whether they go on to convert or not. So that means we have to do hard work by ourselves and we have to check what people are doing on our landing page, whether they like our offer or not, are they scrolling, are they visiting and not converting. So my top recommendation for you in that case is use a software, and I use Microsoft Clarity. This is not a paid promotion. That's a free software which I use for all of my clients, and I can show you how it works. So let's go to a Microsoft Clarity account. And here in Microsoft Clarity, it gives me different things. It also shows me the recordings of what people are doing on my website, where they are clicking. Do I have a button on that or not? So let me show you one of the recordings. So this is how Microsoft Clarity helps me. It also tells me where the people are coming from, what they are doing on the page, whether they are interested in the content or not. Are they clicking on something which is not clickable, so I can improve the next time. By using Microsoft Clarity, I improve my Google Ads a lot. I make a lot of changes in the landing page, and that helps me a lot in improving my conversion rate and getting more results with the same amount of spend. So you can do the same whether you want Microsoft Clarity or Hotjar or any other software. You can get that. Microsoft Clarity is free. That's why I recommend that. And that's very easy to set up. So improving your landing page is as important as building a good Google Ads campaign. I have multiple videos on improving your landing page. You can check it in the description, and you can subscribe the channel because that's very, very important. I have a lot of video lineup coming before the next year. So just go subscribe, watch all the videos, and ask me the questions in the comments. And if you need a free Google Ads consultation, you can go to scalekit.com and I can show you how. Go to scalekit.com. Get free audit, click on it, this one, and here you can fill up this form to get the audit. You can contact me on the email, you can go to LinkedIn to contact me, and you can also schedule a free 30-minute consultation. So if you click on that, you will go to Calendly. You can book your free 30-minute consultation with me, and that totally free. So choose any time, any day, and we can have a meeting where I will address your issues for free. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe and see you in the next video.